All right, folks, it's time to talk patch 34.2, and it is massive. Now, this is going to be a two-part video. The first part is going to be the patch and all the general information. The second part is going to be every change to every minion. So, the second video you will see listed, that one is just going to cover the minions. This one's going to cover everything else. Why did I break them up? Because their length is massive, because there are so many changes to the battlegrounds that it would just be way too long, and I already know it's too long, but there's no real way to shorten it, so there'll be a lot of chapters. Skip around as you like, but I would appreciate it, of course, if you could watch as much as possible. Please always like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow, and it helps me get to keep doing this, so thank you very much for that. I super appreciate it. Now, we primarily cover Battlegrounds here. We will lightly cover the other stuff that might be happening, but if you're looking for anything too in-depth on standard Hearthstone and whatnot, not the place for you. But you're probably asking me now, like, why is this patch so massive? What are the changes that are happening in this? And could you actually just get to it? And I will right now. Patch 34.2 launches tomorrow with updates for Battlegrounds Arena, bug fixes, gameplay improvements, events, and features. This is a large patch, so to better spotlight all the new content, we're splitting the patch notes into two blogs. This post covers the Battlegrounds Arena bug fixes and gameplay improvements. The other blog, I'm not even going to bother making a thing for, because it's all standard Hearthstone events that you get just by playing any mode, and you just get stuff. There might be something else there, but it's nothing that covers Battlegrounds, and primarily my focus, as always, is the Battlegrounds. All right, let's hit on the two Hearthstone updates real quick, just for completionist purposes. Rewind performance optimization. Rewind is now faster and smoother than ever. When you play a card with the rewind keyword, you can turn back the clock and replay a card. This feature was initially a bit slow at launch, but we've significantly sped it up, and now you can dedicate your time where it matters the most, beating your opponents. Arena updates. All fabled cards except Rafam from across the timeways are now in the arena card pool as legendary buckets. Drafting a Fable card will add it to your deck with the associated cards. You are able to redraft the associated cards should you choose to do so. That's all I know about the standard stuff, the arena stuff, got nothing else. The Battleground updates. All right, let's jump into the meat and potatoes of it. The Battlegrounds update. There's a lot. First, harness the sands of time in Battlegrounds Season 12, Tavern at the Edge of Time. Explore the Time Warped Tavern, mastered all new alternate timeline cards, and make every moment count. Now beginning December 2nd. Now, with the start of Season 12, anomalies and buddies will be removed from the tavern, so you will just have the basic and the new mechanic. You will not have anything fancy on top of them for now. Who knows what's coming in the near future? And remember, as always, your MMR is being reset to, you got it, 0. So start climbing again. And now it's time to jump into the new system. Let's talk about the Time Warped Tavern. This is pretty fun, folks. With Murazon locked in a time-bending battle against the Bronze Dragonflight, the tavern is feeling the effects of this chronal conflict. To help the fight to save time, Dumo is opening a spatial Time Warped Tavern to arm players with cards infused with temporal magic. This unique shop features alternate timeline versions of familiar cards. You may even encounter a few from timelines that have never been seen before. Time Warped Tavern appears twice per game, offering a fresh selection of 5 special cards each time. A minor time warp occurs on turn 6, and a major time warp occurs on turn 9. The cards in the shop are the ones you don't normally find on the tavern. In these, you are going to find unique minions, unique spells, alternate versions of existing cards, and second hero powers, minor time warp only. And folks, these are bonkers, as you can see, just a few examples I'm putting on screen. We'll go into the others later. Hopefully I can cover them all in depth. There's a lot. And if I tell you there's a lot, that's an understatement. Take the pool of cards you already have, now make that many more for the Time Warped cards. And yeah, variance game to game will be utterly massive. No two games will often be similar because there is such a wide pool of cards we're going to be looking at. When you enter the Time Warped Tavern, you receive 2 chronum, a new currency used to buy cards instead of gold. Cards in the shop cost 1 or 2 chronum, and any unspent chronum disappears at the end of turn, so spend wisely. The Time Warped Tavern operates under its own set of rules. You cannot freeze or refresh the Time Warped Tavern. Sorry, whatever's offered to you is it. Your hand, board, and hero power do not function here. If buying cards causes you to exceed your hand limit will be temporarily increased to accommodate those cards. Hand protection. Thank you. Time Warp cards cannot triple with their regular versions, i.e. a Time Warped Busker can only triple with 2 more Time Warped Buskers, not with the South Ski Busker itself, which makes sense. They're different versions of similar cards. So from what I've been told, the way these are supposed to operate when they decide what to offer you is supposed to be very similar to trinkets. It's supposed to take into account that on the lesser trinket, in this case, the lesser Time Warp portal, it's going to say, hey, you have 2 of a tribe, thus I'm going to offer you this. So you have 2 undead minions, so now I'm going to consider you eligible for undead. It still can offer you other things, but it's always try to offer you something similar to what you have, just like in trinkets. So I believe that was 2 for lesser trinkets and then 3 for greater trinkets. You'd have to have one of those minions as an identifier. That way it knows what to offer you. And of course, just like in trinkets, sometimes it's like they don't know what you're doing and it just offers you stuff that makes no sense. We'll wait and see how it plays out. It's a new system. I haven't played it yet. I'm sure they've worked on it quite a bit, so it should work similar to trinkets from what I'm told, but I make no promises how it actually functions. Keep an eye out for Nosdomo. The big bronze dragon running the show will help save the timelines. Now, a couple things about this. This is a new mechanic in the Battleground, but this is actually an old mechanic from Hearthstone's days. If you go back and play the solo adventures, there was an option where Bob would just show up in the dungeon when you're running those dungeons, and he would sell you upgrades to your deck and whatnot. And this is exactly this mechanic just being ported over to Battlegrounds. And I will say this, those solo dungeon adventures were the most fun I've ever had in Hearthstone. And I still go back and play those on the regular. Some nights I'll just sit there and run. I love those. So this being offered in there is really neat. And there is some really bonkers things that can happen in there. So if you haven't played those solo adventures, go try them. But you're going to get some really nutty things happening in this. And it's going to completely warp game to game. So if you thought there wasn't enough variance and anomalies, you're going to be happy here because everyone's going to have difference. My only concern is the balancing because, hey, if we're offered 5 out of hundreds and they're completely different power levels and they're not perfectly balanced, then you're going to get wrecked or you're going to wreck someone else. So I expect the first week or 2 to be completely nuts until they can tweak the numbers right, if they ever can, because there's so many variables here. We're going to cover these because they're in the patch notes really quick, but the Tavern at the Edge of Time reveal stream happens December 1st at 10 a.m. Pacific time. As far as I understand, we're not allowed to post anything until after this completes. So you might not even get this until after, so you can't watch that, except you can go back and watch it in history. So you can watch designer Mitchell with Shady Bunny. They'll guide you through this. No one else is playing in this, as far as I understand. It's just Shady Bunny. I don't even know if they're playing or just talking about the cards. Details are a little light. We do have them happening on the 2nd. Those you can catch, as that'll be the day after this is released. And we have Dog and Boar Control and Happa Bear and Mitchell will both be streaming and talking about this stuff. So if you want to catch up with those, you can get rewards just from some rerolls for watching those streams. But if you just want to see people playing with the devs talking, this will be your chance. Battlegrounds track refresh, of course, every season on December 2nd. Battlegrounds Season 11 will end and Season 12 will begin. With that, the Battlegrounds ratings will reset and the Battlegrounds track will update. Any rewards that were already earned from Season 11 track but not yet claimed will be automatically claimed for you. The Season 12 Battleground track includes across the time-wise cosmetics. Pick up the Season Pass to instantly unlock +2 hero options at the start of each game, then progress through the Season Pass track to earn Edge of Time Legendary Strike, 13 additional hero skins, a new bartender, and more. or upgrade to a Season Pass Plus to get all the rewards from the Season Pass plus one included hero reroll per game. Yeah, okay. And you can get Murazond is the bartender for this time, which I'm hoping is interesting. I like the bartenders. Those are probably my favorite, even if they don't do enough with them. I'm excited to see what Murazond does. All right, let's talk hero updates. Let's talk about the new heroes. First, Murazond and Chromie are taking their fight to the tavern. These new heroes will appear in every game for the first 2 weeks of Season 12. We're going to start with Murazond, Unbounded, 15 armor. On turn 8, visit a major time warp, 7 turns left. That means instead of just getting it on turn 6 and 9, you are also going to get one of these taverns on 8. And folks, this is kind of bonkers because these taverns are pretty busted with the cards you have access to. And I honestly think this is going to be a very good hero if these are as good as they seem to be from what I've looked at. Obviously, I haven't played any games, but the potential here is incredibly high. Next, we have Time Twister Chromie. This is armor 15. Mana per minute is what the hero power is called. And this is for 0, refresh the tavern with Tavern Spells. I mean, obviously, if spells are powerful, if you found a way to buff them at all, you're going to get a lot of value out of this. And where it's free, it's at least a free refresh. So if you're desperate to find armor, you're on tier 5, the very least you have a shot at finding armor, right? And it's free, so you really can't go wrong with this every now and then. It definitely is going to be an interesting thing to see how it plays out. It depends how spells go, but as we know, spells are usually pretty powerful, so I think Chromie will do just fine. We have some quick hero power changes, and I believe they're targeting heroes that are going to be super strong with these Time Warped Taverns being in, just having crazy effects. And yes, you can't use your hero powers in the taverns, but you can gain benefits, say steal these minions or trigger them during normal taverns with your hero powers. So a lot of these heroes would be super broken if they didn't adjust their costs at all. Starting with Sylvanas, their hero power Reclaim Souls is just going from 2 to 3 gold. Scabs I Spy is going from 2 to 3 gold. Tess Greymane's Bob's Burgles going from 1 to 2, which is still a steal with Tess since you can get the whole shop. You know you're going to get value. And Reno Jackson, Gonna Be Rich, goes from once per game, make a friendly minion golden, to new once per game, make a friendly minion golden, except Time Warp cards. Sorry, Reno fans, you're not going to be that good. Zarek Master Cloner's Cloning Gallery is the same idea. Once per game, you cannot copy Time Warped minions. Otherwise, go nuts. Diner Tamer Brand, Battle Brand is changing, going from needing you to buy 5 battle cries to buying 4. So brand players rejoice. The 5, which does feel like a lot, but compared to other people who have to wait forever to buy a brand, it's not bad. Now you get it in 4, and I love it. Let's roll the brands out. Kilthos Sunstrider Verdant Spheres goes from after you buy 3 minions, get a cold coin, to now being after you buy 3 minions, get a tavern coin. That's just to reflect the fact that they've kind of removing cold coins from the game, and they're just putting tavern coins in to take their place because it works better with the synergy of everything. Lord Barrows Friendly Wager Old, guess which player will win their next combat? If correct, get 3 gold coins. So you've got it. Now you get 3 tavern coins. Now, the caveat there is if Lord Barrow's going to be in the game. Some of you might notice that over the last couple of years, he makes quick appearances and then disappears forever. So I'm not really sure I think Barov is going to be here because he always starts the season and then he just magically disappears. I guess he makes too much money and he just wanders off. He's like, I'm good, later. Kerrigan, Queen of Blades, Spawning Pool Evolution Chambers are just going down by 1. So just going from 7 to 6, 9 to 8. It's just because the meta's over that was running before and it's not as impactful now, so it's going down 1. Thorum Zero Power got a nerf. Hey, wait, you've been buffing him nonstop. Now he's getting a nerf? Used to be 55 gold, now it's going back again to 60 gold. Lo, the Living Legend is only restricted to Quilboar lobbies, no longer dragons and Quilboar. And what they mean is it used to be dragons and Quilboar had to be in, and now it just can, as long as Quilboar in, Lo can be picked. Just, he's most useful in those lobbies, it makes sense. Ozamat, no longer restricted to beast lobbies, so Ozamat can be in anything now. And Forest Lord Scenario, no longer restricted to beast lobbies, he can be in any lobby also. There are oodles and oodles and oodles of armor changes. We're not going to cover them here. I'll flash some on screen. we'll move on. I will attach, of course, a link to the patch notes in the bottom. Go take a look over there, and you can see all the details, but everything's changing. So all these armor changes, as much as they've changed here, are going to change in like 2 weeks anyways. The normal minions are covered in a separate video. That is almost 2 hours long because there are so many changes. So many cards left, so many cards came in. Go watch that video. It'll be at the end of this video. There'll be a link to it, or just go to my channel. You will find that video posted there. The spell updates will be here. All right, we're going to hit these as quick as we can. We're going to start with the turn 6 Time Warp minions. We're going to cover them all really briefly, unless they seem to be broken, in which case we might talk about them more. Cost 2, 5/6 Time Warp Jelly Belly. After a friendly minion is reborn, give your minions +1/+2. Interesting. Time Warp Death Swarmer. Cost 2, 1/9 undead. Whenever this takes damage, your undead have +1 attack this game wherever they are. This seems very good. Love the idea of this. Talk about getting your attack up. Time Warped Recycler. Cost 2, 2/7. Avenge 6. Increase your maximum gold by 1. Seems interesting. Avenge 6 seems like a whole lot, but it is max gold, so interesting. Time Warped Pillager. Cost 2, 4/3. Taunt, Reborn, Death Rattle. Get a Tavern coin. Definitely, this is going to give you 2 gold a turn. Has some very nice return for the investment. I like it. Time Warped Embomber. Cost 2, 9/9 undead. 1 minion you play each turn gains Reborn. Obviously, targeted Reborn. Fantastic. Definitely a good card and with an amazing stat line. Time Warp Festergut. Cost 2, 7/3. Death Rattle. Summon and get a random undead creation. Not bad. Time Warped Commander. Cost 1, 5/5 Naga. Give a minion +2/+2 for each friendly Naga. That's a great spellcraft. Get a zesty going with this thing. Yeah, it could definitely be some nice targeted buffs. Time Warped Pashmer. Cost 2, 6/7 Naga. Avenge 4. Get a random spellcraft and Tavern Spell. Okay, the Avenge 4 is a lot, but a spellcraft and Tavern Spell, and I have had it confirmed that is the order you receive them, so just do your best to make sure you have as much room as possible. With an Avenge 4, you shouldn't be producing that many, but if you are, hey, you're a victim of your own success. Time Warped Archer. Cost 1, 4/9 Naga. Spellcraft. Give a minion +12 attack. It's good. Time Warped Sapper. Cost 2, 5/4 Naga. Taunt, Death Rattle. Get a Spite Scale special, which fantastic. Time Warped Relaxer. Cost 1, 3/4 Quillbore. When you sell this, it plays a blood gem on all your minions. Improves each turn. So the longer it stays on your board, the more blood gems it'll play on all your minions. Definitely interesting. It only costs 1, so there's some tempo with that and some value later if you're buffing those gems by then. Time Warp Piper. Cost 2, 2/8 Quillbore. Whenever this takes damage, your blood gems give an extra +1 attack this game 3 times per combat. Hey, permanently buffing your gems, even if it's only 3 times per combat, that is phenomenal. Time Warped Thorncaller. Cost 2, 5/3 Quillbore. Battlecry and Death Rattle. Get a Blood Gem Barrage. Yeah, there you go. Buff that shop with gems. Go nuts. Time Warped Geomancer. Cost 1, 2/9. Avenge 2. Get a Blood Gem. Yeah, there's a lot of silliness here. Time Warped Jazzer. Cost 2, 5/3. Death Rattle. Your blood gems give an extra +1 health this game. Just Death Rattle every time. Oh, icky. Time Warped Alley Cats. Cost 2, 5/5. At the end of your turn, summon a Tabby Cat with this minion stats. If you have a way to targeted buff it, you can definitely do silly stuff. Time Warped Leapfrogger. 1, 3/3 Beast. Taunt. Reborn. Death Rattle. Give a friendly beast +1/+1 and this Death Rattle. Leapfrog players rejoice. Joy. Time Warped Boar. Cost 1, 1/1. Whenever every 3rd friendly Time Warp Boar dies, get a random golden beast. So I'm assuming every 3 turns, essentially, you're getting a beast. Randomly, that's gold, but you could reborn it. Oh, this is going to be icky. It's a loot pinata of randomness, but it certainly could work. For only 1 chromium, not bad. Time Warped Sorlisk. Cost 1, 4/4. After you trigger a Death Rattle, gain +3/+3 permanently. Not bad if you have a bunch of Death Rattles. As soon as you see this, yeah, you can sit in and back and let it grow. Time Warp Hyena. Cost 1, 3/5. Whenever a friendly beast dies, gain +2/+1 permanently. Cute. Time Warped Sporebat, cost 2, 9/2, taunt, death rattle, get a random tavern spell. Oh, hell yeah, Sporebat's back. Time Warped Nelly Ship, cost 2, 2/6 beast pirate. At the start of each turn, discover a pirate to crew the ship. Death rattle, summon, and get that pirate. Now, I don't know if it's accumulative, if you keep growing the crew, or if it's just one per turn. I would imagine it's one per turn, but I already know for a fact that there's no room to summon them out. They've confirmed that it will still give you that copy of it, so very interesting. Time Warp Cyclone, cost 1, 6/1, Divine Shield, Wind Fury, Reborn. I call this Tempo. It's just a tempo storm. Time Warp Elemental, cost 2, 8/8. At the end of your turn, get a 3/3 Elemental. Okay, we can print triples and just have it sit there. I like that. Time Warp Upstart, cost 2, 4/7. After the tavern is refreshed, double the health of its rightmost minion. Yeah, if you've been buffing them at all, this is going to get disgusting very quick. Time Warp Ragnaros, cost 1, 8/8. Start of combat, deal 8 damage to a random enemy minion, and I love it. This is a callback to the original Ragnaros hero power. Phenomenal. I just love it. Time Warped Snow Elemental, cost 1, 6/5. The tavern offers an extra frozen elemental whenever it is refreshed. Nothing wrong with that. Time Warped Spirit of the Air, cost 1, 5/3 Elemental. Death rattle, give a random friendly minion Wind Fury, Divine Shield, and Taunt. Yeah, it's a buddy, but now it's yours. Have fun. Time Warped Lubber, cost 1, 5/7. Elemental Pirate. The tavern always offers 1 extra tavern spell. There you go, spell builds. Time Warped Arm, cost 2, 8/8. Whenever a friendly minion is attacked, give it +8 attack permanently. I believe the original Arm used to only be taunted minions, I thought. Or maybe it always was anything that was attacked. They just always had taunt when this did its job. Either way, not sure about this one. Time Warped Elise, cost 2, 6/7. After you refresh 5 times, make the highest tier minion in the tavern gold. Ooh, nasty. Time Warped Winner, cost 1, 6/6. Stealth at the start of your turn. If this minion survived last combat, get a triple reward. Okay, there you go. Just has to live and you get a triple. Good for you. Time Warped Whelp Smuggler, cost 2, 3/8. Whenever a friendly minion gains attack, give it +1 health. Probably not a big deal, but I'm sure somewhere someone's coming up with a silly combination with the other chromium cards to do nasty stuff. Time Warped Henchman, cost 2, 5/7. After you kill a second minion, each combat, get a plain copy of it, just a buddy. Time Warp Botani, cost 2, 8/6. At the end of your turn, get a random minion of your tier. Once again, just a buddy. Time Warp Lee, cost 2, 3/5. At the start of your turn, get the buddy of your hero power. It's just a straight up buddy. Must only be able to be offered to Master Win. Time Warped Tipper, cost 2, 3/4. If you have any unspent gold at the end of your turn, get a random minion and tavern spell. Talk about an investment return if you tip Bob. Holy crap. Time Warped Annoyatron, cost 1, 6/6. Taunt, Divine Shield, Reborn. I mean, it costs 1 and it's a 6/6 with Divine Shield and Reborn. That's pretty damn good. Time Warped Guard, cost 2, 3/7. Rally, give a different friendly minion Divine Shield permanently. Is very sexy. I mean, it's a mech. We already know there's ways we can give it Reborn and its own Divine Shield, and now it's going to give permanent shields out. This is good. Time Warped Sentinel, cost 1, 4/4. At the end of your turn, give adjacent mechs +3, +2. I mean, it's 1, it's not bad. But compared to some of these, this feels woefully not good enough. It's just like way too small for what you want it to do. But it's a 6/4 buff every turn if you have mechs next to it, so it's not bad. Some of the other ones just feel quickly busted. This one, given enough time, will be good, especially if you get a Drakari or something like that. It depends what kind of build you end up doing. I mean, it has potential. It just doesn't feel as good as some of the other ones. Time Warped Copter, cost 2, 4/6 mech. Avenge 3, get a random mech. I mean, come on. Avenge 3, get a random mech's pretty damn good. Sit that in back, just start cranking out different mechs. I like it. Time Warped Hunter, cost 1, 8/8. Battle Cry and Death Rattle, get a pointy arrow. I mean, if you need spells every turn, if you think that'll be fun. If anything, he's a big tempo monster at 8/5, giving you a pointy arrow every turn. Not bad. Time Warped Mothership, cost 2, 5, 7, Avenge 5, get a random Protoss minion. The Avenge 5 feels really greedy, but if you can milk it, greed sometimes is rewarded. Time Warped Busker, cost 1, 4, 2, Battlecry, and Death Rattle. Gain 1 gold next turn. Not bad. Hey, is Rylak still here? Sit it next to a Rylak. Rylak dies, triggers the Battlecry. Hey, look, the Death Rattle still goes off when it dies. More gold. I mean, there's silly stuff we could do with this. Time Warped Pagel, cost 2, 8, 6. Once per combat, when this attacks and kills a minion, get a triple reward. I mean, especially in the early game, other than other Time Warped cards, this should murder most things on boards. Time Warped cards tend to be pretty well statted, so make sure you're bumping before this guy swings, but big value on this. Time Warp Sailor, cost 1, 5, 4, Divine Shield. The tavern offers an extra pirate whenever it is refreshed. Just a buddy, still good. Time Warped Scourfin, cost 2, 7, 7, Taunt, Death Rattle, give a random minion in your hand +7, +7, and summon it for this combat. So no more if you have too many minions in your hand, is it going to buff the right one? Who cares? Because whatever it buffs, it's still going to kick out. Yeah, if you have 4 different minions and you only want one to get buffed, sorry, can't control where it's going to go, but at least you're going to get it out for the tempo. Time Warped Baskill, cost 1, 7, 4, Death Rattle, summon the highest health minion from your hand and give it Divine Shield for this combat only. Is incredibly good. No complaints at all. Murloc players have fun. Time Warped Skipper, cost 2, 5, 6. After you sell a tier 2 minion, get a random tier 1 minion. And this is where I think shenanigans can happen. There's gonna be a build where you're gonna get to cycle stuff, and this is gonna give you decent value. So this will be very interesting. It's such a minor thing, but if you can synergize this with something else, I guarantee you the economy from this will be broken. At the very least, it's damn good economy. Time Warped Mercules, cost 1, 7, 3, Divine Shield. Whenever this kills a minion, give the leftmost minion in your hand +3, +3. Yeah, Mercules is back. He's pissed, and he has Divine Shield. Oof. Time Warped Elegist, cost 2, 3, 5. At the end of your turn, give minions in your hand and board +2, +1. Now, normally I'd be like, no, this is trash, but it says minions in your hand and board, so it's buffing everything. So suddenly, Elegist, while not insane, is still pretty good. Time Warp Acolyte, cost 2, 4, 6. At the start of your turn, spin the wheel of Yogg-Saron. It's just a buddy. As always, if you don't know, click on your screen, hit your phone, whatever you're using. That will stop the wheel from spinning, so you don't watch the full animation. Time Warped Rewinder, cost 2, 5, 4. After your hero takes damage, rewind it and give your demons +1 health. Are you that desperate to find a rewinder? Well, now you've got a rewinder that's been time warped. There you go. Obviously not bad because it's going to give your demons +1 health also, so it does more than the rewinder, but I think you're just taking this because it's a rewinder probably. Time Warped Shadow Dancer, cost 2, 6, 5. At the end of your turn, cast Staff of Enrichment. No more Death Rattle. Now it just does it naturally. Hey, do you have a Drakari? Now it's casting it twice. And remember now, Staff of Enrichment is a +2, +2. Also, you might have buffed it, so it could be better. And if you're taking this, it's probably going to end up being better if you do well. Time Warp Devourer, cost 1, 5, 5. At the start of your turn, consume the demon to the right to gain its stats and get 3 gold. I don't know. This one obviously has some economy ends to it. You can get stats back. It's not bad. It depends what else you're offered, right? It has some potential. Time Warped Killrat, cost 2, 4, 7. Taunt Death Rattle. Get a random demon. This is just a buddy, and there's nothing wrong with that if you want this. Time Warped Seer, cost 2, 8, 6. 1 tavern spell each turn, costs 0. This is so much better than this was originally, where it was Battlecry reduced the cost of a spell by 1. Now, if that spell was 1, it costs 0. But if that spell was 6, it costs 0. So hey, Time Warp Seer, let's go. Time Warped Dragonling, cost 1, 3, 3. Start of combat, give this minion and its neighbors stats equal to your tier. It's not horrible. It's not great. It's cost 1, so it kind of makes sense depending what else you have on the board. It's interesting. Time Warped Low Flyer, cost 2, 7/7 dragon. At the end of your turn, give +2 attack to your minions with less attack than this. Repeat with health. So if you buff the hell out of this, it's going to be buffing the attack and health of your board. Is it a lot? Not a ton. It could work with the Drakari. I don't know if you'd put it on there, but it would buff the Drakari. It's interesting. It has some potential. Depends what other cards you're offering and what you can do. Time Warped Red Whelp, cost 1, 4/6 dragon. Start of combat, deal 2 damage to 2 random enemy minions. Improves after you play a dragon. Now, Time Warped Red Whelp is very interesting because the original Red Whelp was it dealt damage equal to the number of dragons on your board. This one is going to count every dragon you played and then improve that damage. So if you stay dragons and you're cycling a lot, that's insanely good for 1 chromium. Like, hell yeah, this feels like something that could stay on your board for the rest of the game. No doubt about that. Time Warped Valastraza, cost 2, 6/6, get a random dragon. Interesting. It's just a buddy. It's still good. Nothing wrong. Now we have some Time Warped Tavern spells we could take a look at from the turn 6 shop. For 1 gold, Power of Alakir casts when bought. Make swatting insects your second hero power. So this is Alakir's hero power. Gives your leftmost minion Divine Shield, Wind Fury, and Taunt. Very nasty as a second hero power. Power of Elise, cost 1. Cast when bought. Make lead explorer your second hero power. Now this is the one where you can discover a minion of your tier. It costs 1. The second time you use it, costs 2, and it keeps going all the way until if you're crazy enough to use it for 10. Power of George, costs 1. Cast when bought. Make Boon of Light your second hero power. This is 1 gold to make a targeted minion have Divine Shield, which is great. Power of Shutterwalk, costs 2. Cast when bought. Make Snickersnack your second hero power. That's where you can target a Battlecry minion and trigger it. Power of Terran, that costs 1. Cast when bought. Make Rapid Reanimation your second hero power. That's the ability at the beginning of combat. Basically just kill that minion start of combat and have whatever abilities it has goes off is what I should say. Power of the Lich King, costs 1. Cast when bought. Make Reborn Rites your second hero power. That's basically now you can also give Reborn to a minion on your board. Power of Zephyrus, cost 1. Cast when bought. Make 3 Wishes your second hero power. That's where for 3 gold, you can make a pair, golden. It'll be random if you have multiples, and you can do it 3 times per game. Power of Guff, cost 2. Cast when bought. Make Natural Balance your second hero power. Now, this is the one whenever you spend, you buy 20 tiers worth of minions, you will get a triple reward. So if you bought 4 tier 5s, for example, that would give you a triple reward. And if you were on tier 5, that would give you a 6. Power of Flurgulf, cost 1. Cast when bought. Make Gone Fishing your second hero power. This is where when you sell 5 minions, you get a random Murloc. Power of Sylvanas. Cast when bought. Make Reclaimed Souls your second hero power. This is the 3 gold to discover from a minion that died during the last combat. Now that's from yours and your opponent, so could be good, could be crap. Power of Tavish. There's a lot of these. Cost 1. Cast when bought. Make Lock and Load your second hero power. That's where you target a minion in the shop, and it will, when there's room on your board, attack an enemy minion. Power of Rekonishu. Cast when bought. Make Tavern Lighting your second hero power. That's Tavern Spells get +1/+1. I'm not sure why you'd want this one, but since there's only going to be 5 options to pick from, and if you had 1 extra chromium, why not? Why not take this? But certainly not high on your list. Time Warp Investments, cost 1. Cast when bought. Gain 1 extra chromium at your next Time Warp shop. So basically, next time, instead of having 3, you'd have 4. So you're saving now to get a big investment later. Could be very interesting. Time Warped Beanstalk, cost 2. Discover 1 cost card from the major Time Warp. Lock in your hand for 1 turn. So instead of waiting till turn 9, you're going to get one of them on turn 7. That's really good. This one, depending what you get, of course, because the pool's so large, you're casting such a wide net, but the potential's really big. Time Warped Big Winner, cost 1. Discover a tier 3 Dark Moon prize. Repeat at the start of every 2 turns. Is utterly disgusting. Some of these Dark Moon prizes at tier 3 can be very good, and getting this at the start of every 2 turns is incredibly nasty. This one seems way too good for 1. Time Warp Trainee costs 1, get a random minion each from tiers 1, 2, and 3. And if you've offered nothing better, you're at least getting economy to sell these, so there's nothing wrong with that. Time Warped Ring costs 1, get a shiny ring, repeat at the start of each turn. Well, if you're buffing spells at all, this is offered to you, you're already in good shape, because just every turn you can throw this out. It only costs 1, so it's very cheap. Time Warp Lasso, get an enchanted lasso, repeat at the start of each turn, costs 1. I mean, hey, it's a minion every turn. You're not really going to go wrong. It's random, but it's from the shop at least offered to you, so not bad. Especially depending on the heroes you're playing and how you could make that shop be something in particular. This could be really good. Time Warped Evolving Tavern costs 1. Get an Evolving Tavern, repeat at the start of each turn. Yeah, keep making that tavern, all those minions randomly 1 tier higher, feels pretty good. Especially if you say, I don't know, keep some of these. This isn't a spellcraft, so if you are at Tavern tier 3 or 4 and you hang on to 2 or 3 of these, you can start making a shop full of 6s. So this one has some really good potential. Time Warped New Recruit costs 1. Give minions in the tavern +1/+2 this game. The tavern always offers 7 cards this game. When you buff the tavern, you've now got 7 cards the entire game in the shop. Not bad for 1. And that is all the turn 6 Time Warped cards. I am tired. I still have to do all the next ones for the turn 9 ones. I gotta tell you though, some of these right now, there is a big disparity between their cost and what they do compared to others. So we're really gonna see some balancing after the first couple weeks. I would be shocked if there's not. There's going to be some truly broken synergies and combos, but with so many cards, it's going to be hard for people to repeat it consistently. We'll see how hard it actually is once we get in there. All right, and now we're going to jump into the turn 9 Time Warped cards. I'm not going to say Time Warped in front of everyone because I'm just adding to the time on this. But if you thought the other ones were good, or maybe not as crazy as you thought they should be, wait for it, because the turn 9 ones, this is where you start to get to the really nutty stuff. And yeah, these are going to be fun. We're going to start with Geist. Cost 1, 10/6 undead, death rattle your Tavern Spells, give an extra +1/+1 this game. You heard me. It cost 1 and it permanently buffs your spells 1/1. Oh, also it's undead, so you could reborn it. Yeah, this just gives you, if this is the first one, it just gives you an idea of the kind of nutty we're going to be dealing with. And there's even more here, so let's go. Radio Star cost 2 is a 1/1 undead, death rattle, get a copy of the enemy minion that killed this with full health and enchantments. I mean, you could just hide this in the back if they have one big monster, clear out their board, and then eventually this will kill it. And as long as you survive, you get your own copy that's just as good. This is nuts. Warghoul costs 1, 9/3 undead, taunt, death rattle, trigger an adjacent minion's death rattle, except Time Warped Warghoul. Yeah, that could be, of course, very, very good. Caretaker costs 2, it's a 6/6 undead, death rattle, summon 6 1/1 skeletons, and any that don't fit, give your undead +1 attack this game wherever they are. So Overflow, that works for Swarm Undead, that's a permanent buff to the... Yikes. Anubarak costs 2, 12/8. After you play an undead, your undead have an extra +1 attack this game. They should also put wherever they are, but you get the idea. Gulacabra costs 2, 6/15 undead beast. After you trigger a death rattle, give your minions +2/+2 permanently. Dead Stomper costs 2, 6/12 undead beast. After you summon a minion, give your minions +3 attack permanently. Are you getting a feel for what we're dealing with? Glowscale cost 1 is a 6/12 taunt spellcraft. Give a minion divine shield. I like that this is the most tame thing we've seen so far. It's just a casual 6/12 that you can give divine shield to anything you want. Pioneer costs 1, 413. After you refresh 3 times, get a random spellcraft. 3 left. This definitely does not feel as strong as the others. When we switched from Undead to Naga, they instantly felt really weak. Secretary cost 1 is a 511. After you cast 2 spellcraft spells, get a random Tavern Spells. 2 left. Never mind, it feels good again. Riplash costs 1, a 13/5 Naga. Death Rattle, get a copy of the last Tavern spell you cast. Now, this one offers some real potential because basically you just have to be careful to always cast the perfect Tavern spell last. As long as you do that, you're always going to get a good one constantly coming back for you. So other than bad timing where you might not have a choice, you can really abuse this one. Oh, this one is going to hurt your brain. Carathras cost 2, 14/6 Naga. After you summon a minion in combat, get a copy of Deep Blue. Now, this is the spellcraft that continuously scales every time you cast it. So I guess you can run a swarm board with this and then make a ridiculous Deep Blue monster. Oh my, this is like a build unto itself. This one minion you find and you're like, oh, I have direction. I'm this. Siren costs 2, 614 Naga. After you play a Naga, give all your Naga +2/+4. Oh, just cycle Naga to buff them all. I wish I could say this was the craziest thing we've seen or gonna see, but it's kind of on par. Bonker costs 2, 714 Wind Fury Rally. This plays 2 permanent blood gems on all your other minions. I mean, even if you're not playing Quillbore, you haven't buffed your gems, it's still a permanent buff. I think you're probably going to be doing something with blood gems that are permanent. If you're doing this, you want to buff them, but regardless, it's still a good card. Bristler costs 1 and is a 6/6 Quillbore. Death Rattle, give this minion's blood gems to 2 different friendly Quillbore. So obviously, you want to stack all your gems on this thing. You want to give it taunt, and then, hey, look, it throws its blood gems on other Quillbores. Phenomenal. Twirler costs 2, 7/5 Quillbore. After 2 blood gems are played on this, cast Blood Gem Barrage. 2 left. So you put 2 gems on this and then you permanently buff your shop, and you can do it twice per turn. Ouch. Here's a blast from the past I could live without. Little Quillbore costs 1, 5/5 Quillbore. Reborn Death Rattle. This plays 3 blood gems on all your Quillbore. You've already given it Reborn and Death Rattle. I expected the Death Rattle. Why don't you just bake Taunt into it too? Come on, just give it Taunt. It's already got everything else. Gem Splitter costs 2 and is a 5/10 Quillbore. Divine Shield. After a friendly minion loses Divine Shield, your blood gems give an extra +1 attack. This game. Insane permanent scaling to your Quillbore's blood gems if you're running Divine Shields, or just any, like, it doesn't have to be a Quillbore build. Obviously, this works in any Divine Shield build. Icky. Bloodbinder costs 2 and is a 12/8 Quillbore. At the start of your turn, get 5 blood gems. They also count as Tavern Spells. So I'm assuming here that if you've buffed your Tavern Spells at all, these blood gems will be also buffed in that manner. And if you have anything that triggers based on Tavern Spells being cast, now you're going to get 5 triggers of that. This offers a lot of interesting potential for a lot of different builds and a lot of minions. This does not have to be a Quillbore only minion. This definitely works in a lot of different menagerie setup. Bandit costs 2 is a 7/13 Quillbore. At the start of your turn, discard a spell for this to play 4 blood gems on all your minions. Well, member spells can be blood gems as included in that category, so if you just happen to have a blood gem, you discard it. Now all of your minions get 4 blood gems of buffs on them. Even if they're not buffed, that's not bad. I've already read all these went through once, and every time I get back to one, I remember how much I'm going to dread seeing some of these, because everything is crazier. Chameleon cost 1 is a 6/15 beast. Start of combat, transform into a copy of the minion to the left of this. The original Chameleon was an Avenge 5 to copy. This one just does. Oh god. 9 Frogs cost 2 is a 12/12 beast. After you buy a minion, get a random Tavern spell from the same tier. This is just a buddy. It feels tame compared to some of these now, which is scary. Goldred costs 2. He's a 4/4 beast. Death Rattle, your beasts have +2/+2 this game wherever they are. So this is a permanent +2/+2 buff. And yeah, it's a beast. You can reborn it. You can get a macaw. You can trigger it multiple times. This gets really nutty really fast. This is nuts. I love it. Hawkstrider costs 2 as an 8/4 beast. Start of combat, trigger all friendly death rattles. First of all, it's all friendly. It's not just beast. Works in any build. Disgusting. Tamuza cost 1 is a 5/5 beast. After you summon a minion in combat, double its stats. Isn't this just a banana slammer? Am I forgetting? This just feels like it should just be a Time Warped banana slammer if I'm wrong. Lab Rat cost 2 is a 12/8 beast. After you cast a spell, give your beasts +2/+2. Oh, look, there's a coin in the shop. Just cycle that tavern coin. Oh, my beasts get +2/+2. Yay! Jungle King costs 2, 8/12 beast. After you summon a beast, give it +2/+1. Improves after you cast a spell. Not bad. You're obviously going to summon a lot of beasts, so this will do its job just fine. It will take time to get crazy, while other ones might just be crazy initially, but this one will get progressively more crazy. This will be interesting to see. Cleft Hoof costs 1, 1/10 beast. At the end of your turn, give your beast +1/+2 and deal 1 damage to them 3 times. Oh, are you running a damage build for beasts? Which most of the time you will be. Have fun triggering it so much. Molten Rock cost 1, 7/7 elemental. After you play an elemental, gain +1/+1 and improve this. So cycle cards, get a ridiculously big Molten Rock. Yay! Icaron cost 1, 7/4 elemental. Divine Shield. Whenever you play a minion, give it Divine Shield. Permanent Divine Shields to anything. It doesn't say elemental. It doesn't say it's temporary. You just buff everything with Divine Shield. Works for every build, whatever you want to do. Yay. Sea Glass cost 1, 10/8 elemental. Divine Shield Rally. Double this minion's stats 2 times per combat. Well, that's... Oh, God help me. This is going to be disgusting. Yeah, this minion always was annoying back in the day, but now it's got Rally and it doubles when it swings. Yeah, if it doesn't get to swing, it's not going to be as good. But odds are, as an elemental thing, you're going to buff the hell out of it, and it's going to swing, and it's going to be massive. Behemoth cost 2, 9/11 elemental. Taunt after you buy an elemental, gain its stats. So, unlike other behemoths where you usually sell to gain stats, this one you buy and gain stats, and you've probably been buffing the shops if you're playing elementals. So hey, there you go. Obviously, this doesn't really work in Menagerie. You're going to be playing this wholly as elementals, but you won't mind. Storm Cloud cost 2, an 11/9 elemental, Death Rattle, and Avenge 3. Get a Tavern Tempest. Sit it in the back of your elementals, let your stuff grow up, then get a bunch of Tavern Tempest, cycle, get bigger, go nuts. Yeah, that seems like the MO here. Substrate cost 1, 8/8 elemental. At the end of your turn, get a temperature shift. Yay! It's end of turn. You can run Jakari if you want, but basically, play ballers, go nuts. Summoner cost 2, 6/9 elemental Naga. Spellcraft, choose a minion, transform all minions in the tavern into one of its type, keeping tiers. So basically, targeted discovery of a tribe. It's the Hamul spell. There you go. Turn everything into corresponding Nagas or whatever you want them to be of that tier. Pretty damn good. It can work for anything if you're just hunting for one particular card. As a Naga player, I'm always going to be like a target Naga, but this season, there's going to be a lot of changes, so who knows. Nomi cost 2, 10/10. After you play an elemental, give elementals in the tavern +3/+2 this game. It's Nomi, bigger stat line, a little bit bigger buff. Still might work if you're given enough time. You can't get this earlier. There's no way. You can't triple into it. There's nothing you can do. So I'm not sure if this is going to work. But then again, I haven't played a single game yet. Nomi always seems a little slow, but when he works, he definitely works. Nala, cost 2, 12/12. Whenever you cast a spell, give a friendly minion of each type +4/+4. The only thing that terrifies me about this is it says whenever you cast a spell, not a tavern spell. Blood gems, spellcraft, Does that all count? Because those are all spells typically. Oh no, Nala just got wicked buffed. It's back. Run away. It's back. The Tide Razor. Cost 2, 12/8, Death Rattle, summon, and get 3 random pirates. It's been a long time since I saw the Tide Razor and the trauma it caused me back in the day. But I don't remember you getting the 3 pirates. It just summoned 3 pirates before. It's back and it's better. Oh no. Scout. Cost 1, 7/7. When you sell this, get 1 random minion from tier 7. Improves each turn. Wait a minute. Improves? They're already at tier 7. It must mean we're going to get more of them. So you get this on turn 9, and you can either immediately sell it and get a tier 7, or you could consider waiting a moment or two longer. Are you fighting the dead guy? Maybe this is your turn. Are you well above cap, don't have direction? You're like, I can wait a minute more to get more options. This will be interesting. Theatar, cost 2, 8/8. After you play a minion with no type, give a friendly minion of each type +4/+4. And I gotta say, I used to love Theatar back in the day. Even with this change in it being an increased buff, him having more stats, it just feels, compared to the others, woefully underpowered. Like the scout we just talked about, who's giving you tier 7s, feels better than +4/+4 to each type. I mean, it could work. It definitely could work. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem this strong, or at least it's as cool. Maybe it's just as strong. It's just not cool. Dios, costs 2. I know it shows a 0. I know it's an error. 6/10. Your battle cries, death rattles, and rallies trigger twice. Ow. Battle cry, death rattles, and rallies twice? I mean, why not just put end of turn effects also? Let's just go to the next level of silly with this thing. Ridiculous. No, I don't want to see this on my opponent's board, and I'm going to all the time. No! Stone Shell, cost 1, 4/8. Start of combat, copy all friendly rallies except other stone shells. Buddy, back. That's all. Still good. Tender, cost 1, 7/5. At the end of your turn, get 2 random tavern spells that give stats. Once again, Buddy still feels okay for 1, not bad at all. Viper, cost 1, 8/8. Venomous, immune while attacking. Look, this is what passes for something that should cost 1. Yeah, and I still think I'd rather have this than Theo. I'm sorry, Team Master, I'm sorry. Ultralisk, cost 1, 8/8. Also damages adjacent minion. Start of combat, double this minion's stats. If you've got a way to buff it, even if it's a neutral, that's a damn good card. Interpreter, cost 2, 6/8 mech. Whenever you play or magnetize a mech, give your mechs +3/+1. Now this one definitely does not look as sexy as some of the ones we've seen, right? But you already know, if you're playing a mech board, you're magnetizing a lot of different minions probably at this stage, or you're getting ready to. So this offers a lot of long-term potential, which I do appreciate here. Unlike the other ones, which are just raw host shit power, this one represents a lot of power over time. So definitely has a nice place on some boards too, if you're magnetizing a lot. Probius, I believe costs 2. This is a glitch that's showing it costs 0. Is a 12/7 mech. Magnetic, after you magnetize this to a mech, make it golden, is a buddy. Phenomenal. Who cares? Yes, please, if you have the right mech to put this on, of course you want this. Immortal, cost 1, 8/8. Mech, start of combat, gain the stats of adjacent minions. It's just a hero power. It's just fine. And if you have the right board, you almost always will have the board to take advantage of this, so you'll know if you want this. Whirlotron, cost 1, 7/5 mech. Start of combat, copy your 2 leftmost death rattles except other Whirlotrons. Is phenomenal if you're playing a death rattle type build and you know you can take advantage of this. Very icky, very good. Electron, cost 2, 9/9 mech. After you cast 2 tavern spells, magnetize a 3/3 satellite to all of your mechs. 2 left, so twice per turn you can do it at most. Who cares? We've already established that mechs like to magnetize a lot. Some of these mechs can do ridiculous things. The more magnetizations you're doing, the more buffs you're giving. Obviously, this will work if you're generating spells and playing mechs. Go nuts. Greasebot, cost 1, 612 mech, Divine Shield. After a friendly minion loses Divine Shield, give your minions +2/+2 permanently. I don't know how I feel about this one. It only costs 1, it's buffing your board. I don't know, I'm gonna have to play some games. I'm not excited about this one. I can see the obvious raw power if your whole board is Divine Shields. It's a lot of buffs being thrown out. I'm just not excited about it compared to the other ones. I'm not saying it's not good. This one just doesn't spark joy in my heart. Steamer costs 2, 13/7 mech. At the end of your turn, get 2 random magnetic volumizers. Because why not? We want to volumize forever. Let's volumize. This will definitely work. Yeah, go nuts. Have fun. Play your mechs. Sylvar costs 2, 7/10 Pyra. At the end of your turn, give adjacent minions +4/+4. Repeat for each friendly golden minion. And I hope I don't have to ever buy this. I know it's a 4/4 buff. It's going to go out twice. It's going to repeat a lot. And once again, this is not bad. If you have 3 or 4 golden minions especially, you're going to put a lot of stats on it. Just not excited about it. Compared to some of the cards we're seeing, it's solid. It's just not exciting. Tony, cost 1, 12/6 pirate, Death Rattle, get a copy of Eyes of the Earth Mother. Now this costs 1. Eyes of the Earth Mother is a tier 6 spell that makes tier 4 and lower minions gold when targeted with permanently. And yeah, you'll know if you want Tony. If you have 3 tier 4 or lower minions that you want to keep and you want to make gold, take Tony for 1 gold and go ham. Make them all gold, win some games. Is it going to be the end all be all? No, this is not always even remotely useful. But in some boards, this will be what enables your win condition. Because you're like, well, I have all the cards. They're just not gold, and they would be so much stronger gold. Now they can be if they're tier 4 and lower. Peggy, cost 2, 9/5 pirate. Whenever a card is added to your hand, give your pirates +1/+1. I loved Peggy back in the day. Peggy still can be useful, and I understand how Peggy can buff your whole board. I'm just not sure if you could cycle enough cards, but maybe with the return of certain cards and the way things are going to play out, Peggy can do the job. I'm going to hold out hope. Raider, cost 2, 14/6 pirate. After you play a card from tier 4 or below, give your other pirates +3/+3. It's interesting. It has some potential. Once again, it's a question of how much cycling do we get to do of these cards. It could be very strong. It also could kind of be crap. I want to play games before I pass judgment on this. Plunderer, cost 2, 15/5 pirate, Death Rattle. Increase your maximum gold by 2. I mean, obviously you don't want this. If it's when you get this, you're at 16 health. You're not going to have enough time to really milk value out of this. Are you somehow at 37 and you're like, I have a Macaw, I have a Titus, and you're like, well, I've got gold. It's like I can afford to lose 2 combats, gain a crap ton of gold, and find win conditions that'll actually win me the game. Either way, still good fun. Maybe you just put it on your pirate board and taunt it in back as you're cycling cards and let it do its thing. I don't know. It offers, I feel, like the ability to get a lot of economy, and as long as you have time to milk it out. It'll be interesting. I like it. There's going to be use cases for it when you want it, and there's other times it's complete garbage. Hooktail, cost 2, 6/12 dragon pirate. Whenever you cast a tavern spell, give your minions +2/+1. So it doesn't just buff attack, it buffs attack and health. All of them, can't really go wrong. Murky, cost 1, 5/5 Murloc. At the end of your turn, gain +2/+2, improved by each battle cry you've triggered this game. So Murky will turn itself into a monster. And for 1, that's not bad. If you have a brand, it's each battle cry you've triggered. This can just sit on your board, doing its thing and having fun. Go nuts. I don't think this is going to be an end-all be-all card, but it certainly can be a massive card. It's going to be something that people are looking for Leroy and Venom to deal with if you've triggered enough battle cries. So it's going to be fun for a 1-coster. Expeditioner, cost 2, 6/12 Murloc, taunt, Divine Shield. After this gains stats, also give the stats to the 2 leftmost minions in your hand. Means, hey, you're a hand buff lock. Go nuts. Buff the hell out of this thing. Then it will buff what's in your hand. You're probably buffing what's in your hand while cycling cards anyways, because you're a Murloc board in this meta. It'll be interesting to see. I think it's going to be quite strong. Murkai! Cost 2, 12/5 Murloc. At the end of your turn, trigger all friendly battle cries. Not Murlocs, not adjacent, not one. All friendly battle cries. I don't think you'll ever be able to have enough cards to get all the value you want on your board. I don't know if you'll be able to keep him forever because you have to have him, you have to have Bran, and then you can have all battle cries. Boy, you're going to have a lot of fun trying to fit them all on the board. You're going to be like, hello, I'm Blizzard. Can I have a 10 wide board? I need a 10 wide board, please. Can I do that? Let me do that. Thank you. Painter, cost 2, 4/9 Murloc. At the end of your turn, give adjacent minions +2 in +2, improved by cards from tier 3 or below played this turn. Interesting. If you have a brand and you cycle a lot of cards, this could be really good. You know, have you hit every small low tier card that allows you to cycle extra cards? This could be good. It's going to buff up a lot of stats on the minions next to it. It has some real potential. You'll know if it'll work for you or not. Mystic, cost 2, 6/6. After you sell 3 Murlocs, your Tavern Spell give an extra +1/+1 this game. I don't know about this one. All right, so 3 left. It can do it 3 times per turn, which is a good, but you have to have the Mystic on your board. And then you have to sell 3 Murlocs every turn. Obviously, Flurgle players rejoice, cycle more, have fun. You've got a brand, you find Primal Fins, you're going to go ham. I don't know. We'll have to play some games. This one obviously offers a lot of potential, but at the same time, it could just be a massive trap. We'll see. Murgler, cost 2, 10/10 Murloc, start of combat. Give adjacent minions the stats of all the minions in your hand. So this Murgler is not what we remember, because he used to just buff himself. Now he's buffing adjacent minions. So you're getting double the stats, not just on him, but on the other guys. Very fun. I like the idea of this. Palofin, cost 1, 2/18 Murloc. At the end of your turn, get a cloning conch. I mean, he's a 2/18, so he can take a punch, that's for sure. He's going to give you a spell that gives you a Murloc, 2 copies of it randomly. I mean, it's not bad, but compared to the others, not great. Obviously, it costs 1, so it's not supposed to do anything crazy. I think it's justified at the cost for 1. It's just not exciting in any way, and it could give very limited value, but it's not bad. Squalfin, cost 2, 6/14 Murloc. After you play a Murloc, give minions in your hand and board +2/+1. So you're going to buff everything. Every minion on your board, every minion in your hand, you're buffing for cycling cards. You don't have to play Murlocs for this, right? You just have to cycle Murlocs. I think it'll be decent, no doubt about it. I think you're going to be playing Murlocs when you play this, but you could play anything and play this as long as you can find Murlocs to cycle. Trickster, cost 1, 8/8 Demon, Death Rattle. Give this minion's maximum stats to another friendly minion. It costs 1. Honestly, I'm not excited in any way, shape, or form, but it's a cost 1. And a lot of these cost 1s aren't exciting. It's just, it'll do its thing. Shivara, cost 1, 4/2 Demon, Divine Shield. Whenever a minion is consumed, this gains its stats. So you play anything that destroys other demons, and this is going to gain their stats. This card is situationally trash or the most amazing thing ever. It depends what kind of board you're playing. You're going to know when it's offered to you if this is something you want to take, so I wouldn't stress about it too much. Kill Jaden, cost 2, 7/7 Demon. The Tavern offers 2 extra demons with +7/+7 after each refresh, upgrades each time. Who's going to keep offering demons? They're going to keep getting better. Yeah, Kill Jaden is definitely a must. Archimon, cost 1, 5/5 Demon. After your hero takes damage, rewind it and reduce the cost of your next Tavern Spell by 1. That's nasty. For 1? I love it. This is a very good one. It's going to let you get Tavern Spells cheaper. It's going to take the place of Rewinder on your board. I love them. Overfiend, cost 2, 7/13 Demon. After you buy a card, give your demons +2/+2. You buy things, it buffs all your demons. You're playing demons, obviously, with this. Go nuts. Imp, Filtrator, cost 2, 13/7 Demon. After you spend 10 gold, give minions in the tavern +3/+3. This game, 10 gold left. I mean, do you want to buff your shop to consume it? Here you go. Buff it, eat it, go nuts. Calligrapher, cost 1, 6/7 Demon. Battle Cry, Death Rattle, and Rally. Get a random Tavern Spell. Are you looking at some of these one costers going, this doesn't feel really exciting? And then you're looking at this going, yeah, the potential here is really good. Yeah, this is good. Greenskeeper cost 1, 7/11 dragon, rally, trigger your rightmost battle cry, and death rattle. I mean, if you have a board that can take advantage of this, you already know it. It works with any build. It doesn't have to be dragons. It seems good to me. Promo Drake cost 2, 6/6 dragon. Start of combat, give your minions +2/+2. Improved after you spend 8 gold. So it's going to keep getting better. It's going to scale up over time. It will work with any build, not just dragons. It has some potential. You just really have to be gaining extra gold to milk this. You need a brand and something else to help you cycle enough cards to get the value out of this, but the potential is there. Poet cost 1, 6/7 dragon. Divine Shield, all your dragons keep bonus keywords and stats gained in combat. Yep. Bonus keywords and stats. Go nuts. Have fun. Go back to doing the old poet stuff. Duskmaw, cost 2, 6/14. Avenge 1. Give your dragons +3/+3. Interesting. Obviously, it's good in a dragon board because it's a +3/+3 buff. It's an Avenge 1. The problem is dragons don't have traditionally that many things to avenge, but in the new dragon build, they do have more. So it's a question of, can this survive in the back enough to allow you to buff up your board, or will it get sniped? Prism Scale, cost 2, 8/12 dragon, Avenge 3, get a random tavern spell that gives stats. Once again, can it survive in the background? It's going to give you a tavern spell that's going to give you stats, probably just tricky trousers every time, but barring that, a lot of good potential. Centurion, cost 2, 8/8 dragon. After you cast a tavern spell, get an extra copy of it 2 times per turn. I mean, if you are generating tavern spells or there are tavern spells in your shop, this has pretty good value on it. Whatever spell you cast, you're going to get an extra cast of it, essentially. That's pretty damn good. I think this one is really, really good, and I'm super excited for this. All right, we have some Time Warped spells now. The other ones were pretty crazy. The new minions have been pretty crazy. Let's see what we have in store for us in the Time Warped spell category. Cloning device, cost 2. Choose a friendly minion, summon an exact copy of it. Do you want Theotar or do you want this? I'm sorry, Theotar. I used to love you. You were one of my favorite cards. Last time you came back, you were really weak. And I feel like Theotar just can't compete with this. I'm sorry, Theotar. On the house, cost 2. Discover 2 minions from your tier. Oh, that's just good. Rat in a cage, cost 1. Give a minion +2/+2, then double its stats. Well, this is significantly better than the normal version of Rat in the Cage, which is double attack. This fact that it doubles all of the target stats is not bad, and for 1, you can't really go wrong on the cost, so it's okay. Bananas, cost 2. Fill your hand with Tavern Dish Bananas. Your Tavern Spells give an extra +2/+2 this game. Well, okay, so your Tavern Dish Bananas, I believe, give a 2/2 buff. I believe they're always the 2/2 buff ones, unlike Muckla's Bananas. And they're going to get a +2/+2 buff because of this ability, so they're minimum a 4/4 buff, and then all your Tavern Spells give +2/+2. If you have any spell generation or direction into that, this certainly enables it better. Not bad. Ritual, cost 2, discover a tier 7 minion, get a random tier 7 spell. And as we know, all tier 7 spells are ridiculous. Most tier 7 minions now are very good. And it's a discover. With such a limited pool, you're going to get some pretty good value out of this. Strike Oil, cost 2, increase your maximum gold by 3, gain 3 gold. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. That's not bad. Compared to some of the minions, though, I mean, the money might be nice, but I gotta hope I have some tempo to survive what other people are gonna have, because I'm gonna have money and they're gonna have potential crazy, so it's gonna be a tough race. Evolution, cost 1, choose a minion, discover a tier 6 minion to transform it into to keep its stats. Now, I don't know if this probably will allow you to target the shop, but it probably also will allow you to target something on your board. So there's a couple good use cases for this, depending what you are trying to discover. It really depends what's in the shops in your particular game, but there's some good ways you could use this either way. Just remember, you can target what's on your board also and not just the shop with this one. So there's a lot of different potential use cases for it. Armor stash costs 1. Casts when bought, gain 10 armor. There you go. You're at 6 health and all of a sudden you're at 16. You're all good. I kind of wish it just read, make it so your armor and health equals 16. That's all I wish it would say. Just so no matter what you're at 1, you can't die as long as there's a damage cap still on. I kind of wish it was that, but 10's pretty good, so I'm not going to complain. Corpse cost 1. Discover a death rattle minion from tier 5 or higher. Give it reborn. So you know you're getting a valuable minion, and it's going to have reborn? Hell yeah. Chef's Choice costs 2. Choose a minion, get a random minion of the same type from tiers 4, 5, and 6. So it's targeted tribe discovery. You're getting 3 minions from good tiers. Seems pretty good. I don't know if I want to buy this, though, compared to some of the other ones. Like, if I take this and I use it and I don't get something great, and other people just buy something great out of the shop, this feels woefully inadequate. I mean, I feel like this almost should just cost 1. Obviously, that's without playing games. That's just a feel thing, but pretty good, just not as good as other things. Special, cost 1. Fill your hand with random spellcraft spells. Doesn't give you 3 like normal one. It just gives you a handful, so empty your hand out, go nuts, maybe get some divine shields. Conk, cost 1. Choose a friendly Murloc, summon an exact copy of it. Oh, do you have some gigantic Murloc on your board with tons of stats and divine shield? Have 2 of them. Whatever it is, just make an exact copy. Go nuts. There's going to be times where it's useless. There's going to be times where this wins you the game. Goldenizer costs 2. Choose a minion. Make it golden. Really, there's nothing bad can be said about this. This is just straight up great. Thief costs 1. Discover a minion from your warband. Last game. Set its stats to 2020. Ooh, you definitely, I hope you have a deck tracker or at least a really vice grip memory to pull back in your head exactly what you had last game, because this one's going to be helpful. Oh, did you not play for the last 5 days? You don't remember it all? Good luck. It only costs 1. You might as well go for it if there's nothing better. And those are all the cards we have from Tavern tier that will happen on turn 9. It's a lot. It's a whole lot, and I tried to cover it brief. I know I could have gone in depth more, and I could have covered it faster with less, but I felt like I needed to strike a happy medium. So I understand it might be way too much for some people and not enough for others. This was just me trying to find a balance, because folks, there's just too much to make it reasonable for me to give you a fully detailed, nuanced thing, because there's just so much stuff. Let's talk removed tavern spells, things that we've had for a long time that are now going away, and I'm kind of sad about some of these, but Cry Foul is going away. I love Cry Foul. 2 gold to have a shot at stealing one of your opponent's minions is so much fun, but in the world with Time Warped Taverns, that would be always useful and always too powerful, so they had to remove that. Makes sense. High Tea Service is gone. I love High Tea Service when you're digging for a tier 5 card you need. Super useful, enables so much potential. Gone now. Murky's Fish, I don't care that much, but gone. Haunted Carapace, good riddance. I don't miss you at all. Nimble Wingbeat, I loved this spell. If you're running a dragon build, Wind Fury on your dragons is never bad. Gone. All bounty spells. This hurts. I love bounties. I thought it was a great mechanic. I'm confused why it's gone so quick, but I guess it's just going to be a theme for a season. So basically they'll be gone, and then next season we'll take all the pirates we have, throw them away, and bring back all the bounty stuff. That's what I expect to happen. We will see. New Tavern Spells. Let's take a look at all the new spells. First, we've got Search Through Time, tier 2, 2 gold, discover a minion of your tier, lock it in your hand for 1 turn. Hey, okay, it's 2 gold to get a minion. That's 1 gold cheaper. It's a discover. You have to wait a turn to use it. That's not bad, especially at tier 2. Nothing wrong with that. Blood Gem Barrage, tier 3, 1 gold. After the tavern is refreshed this game, give its minions +1/+1 worth of blood gems. Now, I'm assuming that you can buff those blood gems. just like you normally would, and that will stack with that effect. If not, it won't be as good, but if it can be the buff blood gems, that will be significantly better. If it's just the 1/1, still okay if you cast it enough. Easterly Winds, tier 4, 1 gold. After the tavern is refreshed, give its rightmost minion +5/+5. Now, you might be thinking, that doesn't sound very good if you didn't watch the video about minions yet, but go take a look at the video about minions and you'll start to understand why this is a very good spell. Tomb Turning, tier 4, 2 gold, discover an undead. It dies if you play it this turn. You'll understand if you watch the other video again also, but it's undead stuff. So you play it, it's got Reborn, it's got Death Rattle, there's always potential with it, you'll be fine. Brood of Norzomu, tier 5, 2 gold, start of combat, double your leftmost minion's attack. You can't really go wrong, it's double your attack, it's targeted, you know exactly who's getting it, fantastic. Wave of Gold, tier 5, 2 gold, give your minions +3/+2, give gold ones another +3/+2. Remember, you can buff spells, which will probably increase that buff significantly over time, so a very good spell, potentially, if you've been building that way. Hand of Dios, tier 6, 2 gold, start of combat, trigger a friendly battle cry, death rattle, and rally. Yeah, no matter what you're using, this is gonna trigger it for you, and there you go. Now, it's gonna be random, so if you have multiples, you might not get the best value, but the potential is very high. We have some returning tavern spells first. One of my absolute favorite spells that exists in the game, Unmasked Identity. Yes, it is back, and I can't tell you how happy I am. Tier 5, 3 gold, discover a new hero power. There you go. You played Reno, you made a minion gold, you're like, oh, well, I've got nothing. Pop this, all of a sudden you get to discover from 3. Is it guaranteed to be useful? No, but you can always do it again. Fantastic spell. Love this. Eyes of the Earth Mother, tier 6, 4 gold. Make a minion from tier 4 or lower, gold, targeted, on your board. Go nuts. You need something gold? There you go. Bam. Fantastic spell. Leaf Through the Pages, going to be tier 2, 2 gold. Your next 2 refreshes are free. And someone's like, wait, why is that a deal? Because you had extra gold. Maybe you made the spell cheaper. Maybe you get a free copy of it. It's 2 free rerolls. You really can't go wrong if you can get the spell reduced in cost at all. We have some changed tavern spells now we're going to look at real quick. Staff of Enrichment used to be tier 3. Give the minions in the tavern +1/+1 this game. Now it's tier 4. Give the minions in the tavern +2/+2 this game. It's a little harder to buff the shop from what we used to do, but now you're going to get a more significant buff from this, so very good. Gem Confiscation used to be play 2 blood gems on a friendly minion. It steals all the blood gems from its neighbors. It is now, this plays 2 blood gems on a minion. It steals all the blood gems from its neighbors. And the difference there is you can target the shop with it. So make sure you're paying attention, because that can be very useful to move gems onto something that might not be good stat-wise, make it more useful, and go nuts. Trinket update. The following trinkets have been removed from the pool: Implicator Portrait, Surprise Portrait, and Eternal Portrait. And you're probably going, why are there trinket pool changes? And well, time warp stuff. But these minions have all been removed, so it makes sense that they have been removed from the trinket pool also. Buddy update. The following buddies have had their text updated to account for Time Warped Tavern. Stone Shell Guardian, start of combat, copy all friendly rallies except other stone shells. Piloted Whirlotron, start of combat, copy your 2 leftmost death rattles except Whirlotrons. Small changes, but important. All right, bug and game improvements, and you'll have to bear with me while we noodle through these. Battlegrounds, we've adjusted how Taunt and Reborn are applied and removed from minions to resolve issues where these keywords could persist after effects like Sindori, Straight Shot, or Tricky Trousers. I don't know. I don't know if I encountered these issues. I don't believe I have, but it sounds like a good fix. Increase the cost of upgrading from Tavern 4 to 5, from 5 to 6 by 1 gold in both solos and duos. That is a major change, so it's going to be a little harder to go up on those tiers, and don't love that. Reverted hero mulligan timer to 70 seconds now that buddies and anomalies are gone. I'm Honestly, I didn't even know they'd changed it. So just this is the time at the beginning of the turn where you get to choose which hero you want to play. Mulligan is when you can use the rolls to send them back and change things. Okay, fine. Added the ability to see how many free refreshes you can hovering over the refresh button. I mean, I have a deck tracker that just tells me this, but that is a good thing to have in the game. It seems like it should be a basic thing, so I'm happy with that. Start of turn checks are now based on the size of the cards in the tavern rather than how many minions. This is a big change. For example, previously, if you froze a shop with 4 spells on tier 1, which is hard to do, but doable with certain weird things that could happen, the tavern would refill with 3 minions at the start of the turn, in addition to the 4 spells you had. So it would put you up to the 7 limit, even though that is a wider shop than it should be on turn 1. And now it will only refill up to 4 cards. The card pool size for each tier is as follows. So 4, 5, 5, and 6. And that just refers to how wide it should be. Interesting. That is a big change for people who were abusing it with abilities and whatnot. And I think they're just expecting a lot of this with the Time Warp cards to be coming into play. Or it's just kind of fixing issues they've dealt with in these previous months with anomalies and buddies, because so many strange interactions can happen where people were abusing it to where they were getting much wider shops than they should have. Maybe I'm misunderstanding it or construing it, so please let me know what you think if I'm wrong about that. That's going to be it. Now, I hope I get to cover all the Time Warp cards. I really want to, but just because of the sheer volume of them, there's a possibility I won't have time to edit that, in which case they'll just all be there. I want to know if you're excited about these changes. If you like this new system, please ask any questions you have. But remember, I haven't played a single game. None of us have. We're all waiting just like you. In fact, by the time this comes out, you've already seen the stream potentially where you might have had some of these questions already answered. I don't know, because as far as I understand, we're not supposed to release this till that's done. And I'm not even sure exactly how long it's going to end up running. You know, they have a time, but things can run long. You never know. All right, all. Thanks for watching. I super appreciate it. I hope you had a good time. I'll see you in the Battlegrounds. And we've got a lot coming this season, so get ready. We're not going to stop. We're going to be cranking this stuff up the whole time. Have a good one. Later.